Today on Backyard Stories with Myth and Nikki, we talked to Nancy Keith, the Executive Director of the Snohomish Chamber of Commerce. We had a really fun conversation with her. We got to talk about where she's from, how she got started, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, learned about her backstories.
We're so excited to bring this to you.
Yeah, and unfortunately she is moving, so we were pretty sad about that. But again, here we go. Let's take a look at it, or take a listen.
Yeah, enjoy the episode.
Welcome to Backyard Story with Myth and Nikki. I'm Myth.
I'm Nikki.
And we have a famous Nancy. Everyone knows her.
Well, if you don't, now you do.
You do, right? If she walks down the, Snohomish, everybody knows her.
Well, people might not be listening if they're not from Snohomish.
But anyways, Nancy, we love you. Thank you for being here.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And we want to get to know you, right? We know you, but we want to get to know you a little bit more.
Okay.
Because we don't get to talk when we are doing chamber stuff, and this way we can kind of dive a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
Okay?
All right. Sounds good.
So Nancy is the current director of the Snohomish Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
She's leaving in a month.
Why would you bring that up?
A few months.
Like, don't bring that up.
And we're all very sad about it.
It's like tears already coming.
But yeah, I don't know. Do you want to share how you got started? I know you just said that you owned a business. What was that business?
Yeah, so I owned Bebops and Lollipops, which was a children's boutique and event company on First Street in Snohomish. So I did that from 2012 to 2015, so about 3.5 years that I owned that business.
Did you start it from the ground up, or did you buy it?
No, I actually purchased it from another gal who had started it, and at that point we didn't have she didn't have birthday parties and other events, so I added that piece of it. So yeah, so I did that. So I really have a heart for small business, and I understand the unique challenges of small business, and especially small business on First Street in Snohomish. So that's cool.
So are you originally from Snohomish?
No, I grew up in Northern California, so Sonoma County. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. So
that's where his wife is right now.
Yeah, that's where we went. Yeah.
Is she really?
Yes.
Oh, that's
They just landed in San Fran a little bit ago.
What are they doing?
Girls trip.
To San Francisco, or
Well, both.
To Sonoma.
Yeah.
to Sonoma to go to wine tasting, and
I think so.
The funny thing is, my wife's not a wine
okay.
drinker,
Well,
so she's not.
that's all right. She's gonna get great shopping, great food, beautiful
There you
weather.
go.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
California to here, how did that happen?
Oh, that's a long, kind of convoluted story, but
In a short version.
Yeah, I moved here in 1987.
Okay.
Yeah. So my husband, I knew his sister. He was had come down from here visiting his sister. We met, and a few months later, it's a story that, like, of course, we did not want our kids to repeat.
Yeah.
We met in August. We got engaged in November, and we got married the following July. So
amazing.
Yeah, and here we are. It'll be, let's see, we got married in 87, so 38 years here.
Wow.
In a couple months. So yeah.
So it happens.
Yeah, it can happen, right? It can
Yeah.
happen.
I called my in-laws. I was dating my wife, and I knew it. So
Yeah.
I was like 6 months into it, and I'm like scared and calling like, asking the permission and stuff like that. And within 9 months, I was engaged to her. So
Wow. See?
it could happen.
It does.
It
Yeah,
could
it
happen.
does
Now we
happen.
coming 10 years next year,
Okay.
being married.
That's good.
Right. So
Yeah.
it can happen.
That's
You
true.
know.
That's
But
awesome.
awesome. How many kids do you have?
Yeah, so I have 3 kids. Our daughter Mallory is our oldest, and she's married and has 2 boys. So we have 2 grandsons, and then our middle child is our older son Dylan, and then our youngest is Joey. He and his wife and our granddaughter live in Post Falls, Idaho.
Okay.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
So I know we don't want to bring this topic up,
Yeah.
but that's where you're moving, right?
Yeah, we are moving to the Coeur d'Alene area. Yeah.
'Cause Bill is down there working.
Yes, yeah, he's been living there for just over 2 years now.
Cool.
And so yeah, living in our travel trailer, so he's ready to
Mhm.
be in a house and all those things. So
Are you guys gonna build one? Or you guys just?
I think
buy one?
we'll just purchase something, you know. So my husband's a contractor. He's been a contractor pretty much our whole life, except for a very short couple of stints doing other things. And so no disrespect to my husband. And also when, you've heard the story of like the cobbler's kids are the last to get shoes, right? Like, you just, the DIY stuff at home, kind of isn't the high priority. So I'm looking forward to, moving into a great place that doesn't need any reno or
that's exciting.
That's if you need a loan officer, you know someone. Gotta throw it out there, right?
Are you licensed in Idaho?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Oh,
good
okay.
to know.
Okay, so.
And now a word from our sponsor, Mortgage Myth.
If you're looking for someone to guide you through the journey of buying home, doesn't matter if it's your first home or your fifth home, I have a person that can help you, educate you, and guide you through the process. Contact me at mortgagemyth9 on Instagram. I know he works there, so that's the reason for moving, right? Yeah. What does your other kids think that you guys are moving away from there?
Of course, our son that lives in Idaho is thrilled.
Yeah.
Yeah, and our daughter, who is also moving out of the area, possibly to Spokane. We hope that works out. That'll be very close. So, and then our son Dylan, he is, single, kind of living the single bachelor life in Kirkland. So, we're sad to move from him, and I'm sure he's not thrilled that we're moving.
It'll be more excuse to visit his nephew.
Yeah.
So do you have any other families here besides your immediate family?
I do. Yeah, I do have my sister-in-law and my nieces and their families that live in Seattle. And then over in Idaho also have a sister and her husband, my brother and sister-in-law, and then one of my nieces and her family lives there too. And then the rest of most of our family, other than that, is in Southern California. And then I have a brother and his family in Nevada.
Oh, yeah. Wow. It's
cool.
all over the place.
Yeah, so we really dispersed from California.
Yeah.
So I know you had a business.
Yeah.
But what made you get into that particular business?
So when I purchased Bebops and Lollipops, I had been working at the senior center. I'd started at the senior center cooking lunch for, everybody. And then moved into like overseeing their lunch program and overseeing event like rentals of the facility, and then also fundraising and other events that the center did for their own members. Okay. So I had a strong background in events. I had been a wedding coordinator at Craven. I had catered with Cabbage Patch Restaurant for several years, and so I had this strong background. And so when this a friend who became my business partner in Bebops, she was like, "Hey, this business is for sale. It's got, a great space. I think you could do events in addition to the retail." I was like, all right. I really didn't even give it a whole lot of thought. I was like, okay, let's do it. So we did it. And it was a great business model because the events brought people into the space that maybe normally wouldn't come in there. So they'd come for birthday parties or other things that we did. And then similarly, people would come in to shop and they'd be like, "What's going on upstairs? I hear kids." And he's like, "Oh, we do birthday parties." So it's like, "Oh, okay." So we did very curated, very themed, birthday parties for kids. And,
cool.
While they were mostly for girls, just the way it worked out, we did some really fun things for boys as well. Like one time we did like a motocross themed party. And so I don't even remember who it was, but somebody loaned us some motocross bikes so that we could do like a fun photo.
Oh, cool.
Feature. And another time we did like a construction vehicle themed party. And so my husband built in the center of the room like kind of like a giant sandbox, and we brought in like dirt and all these vehicles that the kids could all just really get in and get dirty. And so we did some fun stuff, and then lots of princess parties and fairy parties. We'd make fairy gardens and things like that. So it was fun. It was a really fun and creative period of time. And then my husband at that time switched companies, and his schedule really changed. He had a lot more freedom, and our youngest was graduating from high school. And I was like, because I was kind of on this cusp of like, should we really, we were considering investing an additional sum of money into the business to like bring in some additional clothing lines and do some kind of remodeling and re-envisioning of the store. And then, so it was like, either we do that or my husband's job has changed. our youngest is graduating from high school. Is this an opportunity to like just kind of rethink what we're doing?
Yeah.
So I was like, we'll just put it up for sale, put it on Craigslist. We had about 35-ish or 40 local artisans who made handmade things for our store. Let all of them know. Within a week, we had a full price offer. So we felt like, okay, that's the direction we were meant to move. So it was a great season. So yeah.
Okay.
That's really cool.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Is the store still there? Is it?
So
somebody
I
else?
sold it to somebody,
Uh-huh.
and then she closed it,
Uh-huh.
unfortunately. And then another children's store, Oopsie Daisy, moved into that space, and then it changed hands several times. And then the final owner of that closed it because she was moving out of state. And now another children's store, I can't think of it.
Is it all the kids' toys and stuff in there? I've been in there.
Yeah, I can think of it. So, I mean, that's been a children's store in that location for now 15 plus years. So that's really exciting. So it's cool, because there was another children's store on First Street that didn't last, and I don't know why that was. So it's cool that, children's retail has been strong there. And other businesses on First Street also carry some children's retail as well. So, yeah, it's good.
Very cool.
So before you got into Chamber, did you own any other businesses?
No. After I sold my business, I took a year off, and then I was like, okay, what do I want to do? Owning your own business, as every business owner that's listening to this or watching this knows, is like very intense. So I was like, I took a year off, and then I'm like, well, I need to do something. So I decided to go to work at People's Bank, the Snohomish branch.
Yeah.
And that was really great fit for me. As you know, I'm pretty outgoing. Because I'd been at that time would have been 2016. I'd been in Snohomish for since 2003. So about 13 years. So I knew a ton of people. So working in a in-store branch in Fred Meyer, I saw people I knew all the time. And it was great. Banking I felt like was a really nice job, because you go in, you like have high contact with all, great customer service opportunities and all that stuff. And then at the end of the night, you just close everything up, lock it up, and you just
and go home.
Go home. Yeah. So after coming from a really intense period, that was really great. And it'd be interesting to know where I would be in banking if I had stayed. But my husband was asked to go down to Northern California to work with his brothers to rebuild some homes that had burnt in Sonoma County from a wildfire. And as I mentioned, I'm from Sonoma County. My husband's family was from Sonoma County as well. So his two brothers and his dad were there. And everything has like a long story. His dad and his uncles had been in construction since the early 70s.
Right.
They built all these different communities. Well, one, except for about 8 houses or something, burned to the ground. So
that's so sad.
So they helped these people in this development kind of get going on the process of rebuilding and all that stuff. So anyway, they asked my husband to come down because he'd had years of project management, construction management experience. So he went down in March of 18. I then went down in September of 18 to help with that business, to help these homeowners, pick out their finishes.
Oh, cool.
So did that for 2 years, kept our house here. Our youngest son was going to college at that time, so he lived in the house, had some roommates. We had a bedroom. So we came back and forth every month, 6 weeks or so, to see our kids. And then, so we rebuilt about, 35-ish homes.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a great experience.
Amazing.
Yeah. It's a pretty crazy thing, but yeah. And then COVID hit, and building was considered essential, so we kept going. And then in the fall of 2020, the work I was doing was kind of winding down, so I came back, and then I'd go back and forth. I was mostly here. And then in March of 21, I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm like ready to be done with that, be home, be back home. And just a few days or weeks after I came back for the final time back from California, the job for the chamber was posted.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And you
Sounds
were
very
like, did someone say, hey, Nancy, you'd be perfect for this? Or did you see it and you were like,
Well,
I should apply?
it's interesting because right before COVID, like I said, I would come back and my friend Debbie, who'd been my business partner in Bebops, when I'd come back, she and I'd meet and we'd walk, and she was like, oh, Pam, the previous manager of the chamber, is considering retiring. And at the time, so this would have been, maybe January or so of 2020 before COVID. I was like, oh, that's interesting. That could be an interesting job, but I'm still fully invested in California. Like whatever. And then COVID hits, and the chamber board at that time asked her to stay on, just kind of keep it going.
Gotcha.
So then I come back. It's now, March of 21. And now all of a sudden this job is available. And I'm just like, wow, okay, let's do it. So then I applied, and yeah.
You got it.
Yeah. And, I just feel like I felt like I was really the perfect fit, to be honest, because
Yeah.
I'd had small business experience. I'd had nonprofit experience. My kids had gone up through the schools, so I'd volunteered in the schools. I had been in Kiwanis. I'd been a chamber member. I'd volunteered at the wine festival. I'd been a sponsor in Klahia Days. I'd participated in the car shows. So all these things that, I just was so immersed in Snohomish, and I knew so many people that I felt like that with my small business and my nonprofit experience would make me a really good fit.
Yeah. Here's a quick word from our sponsor, Nixter.tech.
All right, whether you need a website built from scratch, you need your website problems diagnosed, or you just want the support of a developer who actually cares about your business, Nixter.tech is the place to go. We offer one-on-one services, consulting, education, and group services. So if you need someone who is going to actually care about your business and wants to see you succeed, we've got your back. Learn more at Nixter.tech.
Oh,
Well, I mean, I think you were a perfect fit.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But banking, going back to banking,
Yeah.
what did you like about banking?
I loved the interpersonal part of it.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed, so I worked for People's Bank.
Right.
And one thing I loved about People's Bank philosophy was they weren't sales focused, they were service focused. So
cool.
it wasn't about, we've all heard horror stories about, some national banks that,
I worked on some of them.
that, were really like, really salesy, and People's Bank just was not like that. It was very much like, something that they would say, a customer would say might clue you in on something that maybe a service or a product that could really benefit them that they didn't know about. And so, it was really based on that. As there's no you're not trying to hit a sales goal or things like that. So it was a really great place to work. And I would also say People's Bank was very work-life balance focused. They did a lot of things for their employees to really encourage, healthy living and work-life balance and stuff like that.
That's great.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good experience.
It was awesome. I mean, the reason I brought that up because I was in banking for a long time.
Yeah.
So that's kind of closer to heart, and kind of wanted to hear your experience, you know, because a lot of people have different experience working in the bank. So
yeah, and when I look at my different things that I've done, job experiences and things like that, I've really come to realize about myself that I am, I'm a big picture person. I'm a visionary person. I like to think about I want to imagine what's next, and so that's been really exciting in my chamber work to be like, where, what could we do? What could we be? Where could we go? And, the foundation that we're, the 501c3 that we're in the process of creating, thinking about being able to do fundraising that we can really possibly, those funds could be used to really impact the future generation of workforce through, scholarships or a fund that could, if somebody's getting into a trade and they need funding, to purchase tools or gear or something like that, like really having an impact, in that way. And, seeing, maybe the chamber in the future, one goal that the board has had over the last few years is working toward having some like a resource center where members could come in and, work with other members, on specific aspects of their businesses where they could need help. Like, I just love to imagine where this organization, could go over the next, 5 or more years. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Cool.
so yeah.
Awesome. We'll dive a little bit deeper with the chamber part of it.
Okay.
But I have 2 questions for you, unless you have
No,
any.
go for it.
Okay.
How many cars does Bill have?
Oh my gosh.
I know he has classic cars. I know he
Yes.
collects them, works on them.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Car shows.
Yes.
Bill does
Yeah.
car
So
shows.
he's been a car guy and forever.
Mm-hmm.
He's owned multiple cars, and so he's been a Jeep guy for 35 years or something. Got his first Jeep soon after we got married, and then he does have some classic cars. He's kind of it's kind of a sort of ever changing thing. So right now he has like a 50 Ford sedan, which is in very, very nice condition, and then he has I might get this wrong, a 49 Dodge tow truck, which we took it in the lighted car parade at Christmas time a few years ago, and all the little kids were like, "Mater, it's Mater!"
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, in
That's
fact,
so
our
funny.
grandson, it's now in Idaho, but when our grandson would come to our house and see it in the driveway, he'd be like, "It's Mater."
That's
So it's pretty
funny.
cute. So I think those are the only classic cars that he has right now, but he's got an assortment of other vehicles, of course, too, and trailers, and just definitely a car guy. And yeah, when he first came back from California a couple months after I did, when our work down there ended, he took like a 2-year hiatus and just solely restored cars, classic cars.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we were talking, kind of off about camera or whatever, about businesses having to pivot sometimes. And what he thought he would be doing when he started that business was, he thought he'd be like mobile and he'd be going to all these guys' house, because a lot of car guys are older, and so like doing their tune-ups and stuff like that, getting them ready for car show season and fixing any repairs during car show season. That's what he really thought was going to happen. But what very quickly became apparent, what people actually needed were people that had cars that had been in their garage for 20 years and didn't run, and they wanted to get them running again. So it was really cool. So he quickly pivoted to that and rented a shop here in Snohomish. And but there were some really cool stories that came out of that. Like one where a guy reached out to Bill. The guy was probably Bill's age, late 50s or early 60s. And his dad, who was in his mid to late 80s, had this car in his garage for 30 years. And a lot of it was in boxes. And the son, who was our age, was like, "We got to get this running before my dad passes away."
Yeah.
So it took Bill about a year to get it, from all these boxes of parts to like totally running, and then towed it up to his house, drove it off the trailer, and drove it in the guy's garage, and everybody was crying, right? Like,
amazing.
Yeah,
that's
like,
so cool.
And it's not like Bill didn't expect that, right? And another one, he refurbished a '65 Mustang for a gal whose dad had refurbished it for her in 1985. And now she wanted to do it and give it to her daughter. So again, car hadn't run in over 20 years. And when she got in it and drove it, I mean, it's giving me goosebumps now. When she got in and drove it for the first time, just a huge grin on her face.
I'm sure, did Bill absolutely love working on these cars?
Oh, yeah. Yes. He loves it, and then, but the unexpected part of like, wow, this is an amazing moment for that person, was pretty cool. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, too bad Bill is moving, because I've been trying to find a old classic car to get someone to work on. I'm trying to look for it. My wife won't let me have it in the garage. I gotta put it somewhere else.
Exactly.
But who knows? One for me, I would say, can you tell us a story or a fun fact about you that no one really knows?
Well, I would say the majority of people may or may not know this about me. And this has been an incredible blessing in our life. So for 30 years, my family went to Oregon, about an hour south of Portland, to some old family friends of my parents who are long passed away, and we'd have our family reunion there. It was such a gift. It was truly like going to summer camp for our whole family. And when we started going, it was myself and my 6 siblings, and
6 siblings.
Yeah, and they were married, and some had kids at that point. I'm the youngest. So the first year we went was 1989. And so, there's probably less than 10 grandkids at that point. And we'd be in this beautiful, converted chicken coop that had been converted, and it was gorgeous. And we'd all take a room, and the kids would all sleep out in the great room. And it was just really positive, wonderful memories, an incredible gift. And it was right on the Willamette, so the kids could, jet ski and inner tube, and there was a pool and basketball court. I mean, truly like going to summer camp, right? And so we did this for 30 years. They gave our family this gift for 30 years. Well, in the last maybe 10-ish years, they got this kind of bright idea that they would start bringing in some entertainment. And they had done things like local bands, and which was fun, and they had Hawaiian dancers and stuff. Well, randomly, the woman that hosted us was down at I think like the Woodburn Outlets, and the guy who sings Awimboa was playing there. So she's like, "Hey, I'm having this event at my house. Come play." So she hires him to come play. We were like, "This is amazing. We didn't expect this, but how fun is this?" Well, it just kind of grew from there. So over the last probably 10 or so years that we did this event, Clint Black, Rick Springfield, Kenny Loggins, Tony Bennett.
That's wild.
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable. Just, Billy Ray Cyrus, Tommy Two-Tone. And, it was, I just have to say what an incredible gift and generosity that this family gave to our family. But to get to see, these fun performers, and one, see them on a personal level, Pam Tillis and Lori Morgan, oh my gosh, Dennis Quaid and Jim Belushi. Like, did you even know they were musical? Yeah,
No.
The newest version of the Beach Boys, stuff like that. So what an incredible gift to be able to, spend time with these people. And then what a great reminder too, that they were just regular people, right?
Yeah.
After Pam Tillis and Lori Morgan, who you may not even know who they are, but they were huge country singers back, we played ping pong with them afterwards. And so, so
that's so cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. Really, really incredible.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's a way to end the story today.
I think so. Well, Nancy, thank you so much for coming and telling us stories and letting us get to know you a little better. I'm sure everyone else learned a ton as well.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And we're going to have you back again to talk about chamber stuff.
Oh,
so.
okay.
Yes. And networking.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
Cool.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So we will see you all next time. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
All right, we hope you enjoyed that episode with Nancy Keith. We're going to have her on again in the future to talk about networking and to also talk about the chamber and how she got started with that. So we're so excited to bring that to you next time.
And also from Idaho, potentially.
Oh, yeah, we might go to Idaho to visit her and see what she's up to. I know she's planning on getting involved with a lot of chambers out there. So stay tuned for that. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, follow us so that you can be updated with podcasts as they come out or with different YouTube videos as they come out, wherever you're watching or listening to this. And join our mailing list too, because we will send you emails directly to your inbox to let you know when we have new episodes coming out.
If you want to follow us on Instagram, check us out at Backyard Stories Podcast. And we would love for you to follow us so that way you guys can be updated with all the new episodes and news and events.
And everything we've been up to.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to sign up for our newsletter, we will drop a link in the description and the show notes, and it's also available on our website. So sign up for that newsletter, follow us on Instagram, follow our podcast so you can be updated, and we'll see you next time.